I think I am having an allergic reaction. And I also had an edible this morning, so let's see how this goes. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I could not wait to get back here and talk about insecure. It's been stressing me. It's been giving me life. It's been such an interesting roller coaster because there's so many predictions that I've had that I just knew were going to transpire, and then there's things that are completely throwing me off. So here we are. I know that I haven't been around since episode 6. Yeah, it's been a minute. And the last time I did an insecure review, honestly, I had so much to say about the episode where Issa was driving around, gathering her thoughts, visiting her mama, and really just reflecting. But I also did some reflection. I was going through a lot at that time. So yeah, art imitated reality there for me, and I needed some space to heal and to handle. I don't think we need to dive too deeply into anything when we've had weeks to discuss this. I know you guys have talked about it amongst your friends. Some people have really revealed to me what's going on in Insecure without explicitly telling me. It had so many people starting so many discussions about a range of topics. As always, if you haven't been here before though, and this is your first time catching an Insecure review, please make sure that you subscribe.
Realizing that I'm having mic issues in one of these scenes, but hang in there because it does not last long. I promise. Sorry.
Alright, so the start of episode 7 with Molly and Andrew. I tell you guys, the first scenes for me are everything. I take in what the tone is going to be for the entire episode. I just felt their connection. It was probably the first time I felt their connection like that strongly, because I don't really care for Molly and Andrew, if I'm being honest. I think it's a distraction for the rest of us from the obvious issues that Molly's dealing with. I think that Molly's gonna have a complete breakthrough at some point, and honestly, the predictions can go on, but I'm gonna just focus on this episode and move forward. We have Molly speaking Spanish in Mexico when they get there, and I think that's really important. It's useful, it's sexy as hell, and I mean, it's a plethora of other things, so I mean, outside of being challenging, it's definitely worth mentioning that those little tidbits, I think, are put in there to kind of psychologically influence us in a positive way, and I love that. Insecure's wardrobe is so inspiring, and I love the transition from the first season to now, because I don't think it's never not been stylish, but I can feel the money coming in. It's something that we as a culture and collective know that means something. It's not even about labels, at least not for me. It's not about brands or anything like that. It's literally about style. How does your style develop as you develop? The cinema quality of Insecure now is just, it's amazing. And if you even think about where they started, now it's just I can see Insecure completely on any big screen. Wow, I sound like I'm completely gassing this shit. I know there's people who don't like the show, but I mean, I don't understand why not. Okay, so a big note that I made, and this is really my whole point when it comes to this episode with Molly and Andrew, is Molly really exerting her natural masculine energy. You see her checking Karen. I think her name is literally Karen, but she's black, which I think is funny. And it's not to say that it's a manly thing to do, because it's not about male versus female. It's about assertion versus reception. She's letting everybody know, this is how I handle shit, period. I think the dynamic that they have in the plane when, Andrew's being frisky and Molly's about it, I love seeing that switch from Molly, where it goes from, I just came from work. Molly is big balls, at work, handling it, my office, my shit, and then she can surrender and allow someone else to take the lead. And Andrew, we're gonna talk about Andrew. You gotta have that balance. You really see Andrew assert himself however he does. He's telling Molly, these are the plans, and this is what's happening. It's not rude, it's not I'm forcing you, you have no choice, but it's very assertive. It's very firm. It's very, I'm not here to please you all the time. I'm here to literally let you know kind of just what is. And every relationship needs that. You have to have a balance of something being a little more harsh to your less harsh. You catch her in a minute, kind of perplexed, Someone's telling me what to do. Yes. And this is why with her and Issa, and I cannot wait to talk about Issa because Issa really does rest in a feminine, receptive energy, in a very, I can, I will, I shall, just give me, I'll try. And now that she's making her switch, now that she's kind of stepping more into the masculine energy, and the last episode I talked about where I'm like, she's getting shit done. Like, she is not to be fucked with. I think the rest of the episode with Molly and Andrew, and I don't mean to scurry over it, but it's just like, a lot of the other issues were very obvious. The racial issues were very obvious. It let us like know why those conversations are important and why it's just important to have these conversations with yourself, with your therapist in general, because her execution was not the smoothest, clearly. I still think it's important to stand up for yourself and to say exactly what you believe was on your chest, because if you're passionately connected to it, why wouldn't you? And she has to allow herself to be more receptive, and she's actually learning that in this relationship with Andrew. Of course, it's asked backwards because she already has this relationship with Issa, and if anything, she probably should have learned it then. I'm glad that she's back in therapy. I'm really glad she's back in therapy because that therapist is... I see tweets where people are like, oh, TV makes it seem like finding a black therapist is just so easy, like, show me. And it's just like, I mean, no one's saying it's easy. We all need something to aspire to have. And I think we're aspiring to have more black therapists, period. If anyone is applying to be a therapist, like applying themselves to be a therapist, it's so much, especially with our people. So I just think it's not that these shows are trying to make it seem like it's so easy, just go ahead and do it, which, I mean, you can. Try therapyforblackgirls.com. I found my therapist there, and I live all the way in Vietnam. You know, it's not even about aesthetics, it's just about having goals. It's about being like, oh, I hope that I can always afford therapy. I hope that I can always just meet these fantastic people who are here to guide me through my healing. So I'm glad that we're back here with Molly. I hope that we stay here with Molly. I hope that it's in the next season, you know, because it's just so important. Enough about Molly. Her name makes my mouth dry. Now, Issa, she's a people pleaser, and she's realizing that. I think she's realizing that. She did that with the old man, driving him around. She did that with the group of friends at the paint night. Like, she just likes to make herself useful. She likes to feel useful. She likes to show people that she is useful. Like, I can relate. And I think it makes you kind of naive to when something is just not working, or when something is just not for you. I feel like the last episode with her driving and doing all that, this was episode 6, she really was looking for something, an outlet to make her feel better for doing something. Her whole relationship with Condessa, is that her name? Anyway, they had a work relationship, which was great for her, because it's like, you're giving me, I'm giving you, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I can balance out this feminine energy of like, I want to help, I want to receive, like that type of shit. But now with like Nathan and like helping him move and stuff, it's not to say that it's a bad thing. It's just, this is her place and this is where she feels comfortable. Even when it don't make sense. It's like, wait, why are you helping Nathan move? But it's like, of course you are. When I think about Issa and I think about that energy she has, it doesn't surprise me that her and Lawrence are where they are. I knew they were going to reconnect in a way that balanced her in a new way. Like, it was a new dynamic. It was a dynamic replacing a dynamic. It was like that tug of war with, I need you, you need me, can you support me, can I support you? It's just codependent. Now she's standing so much on her own, hopefully, because we can only hope. I mean, I ain't gonna give Issa too much credit. I love that it showed us that healing and forgiveness and retrospect and hindsight and just reflection, how important it is. Because it doesn't have to be something you do alone. Like, it can be. You see Molly doing it alone. She's trying to heal. She's trying to mourn. She's trying to, like, handle her grievances with relationships that are just, like, not working out for her. And then you see Issa where she is handling it directly with the person. I think her and Lawrence have a dynamic that, I don't know, something about it is just real fun. She's really fucking nice. But that's not to say that Lawrence is ready to receive all that. There's something in the water. Let's just say that. There's something in the water. Back up. Molly, dead dominant. She just made the decision. She cut the tie, she burned the bridge. She did that. Issa receiving it and actually taking it, like as soon as she got the text saying, yo, fuck this shit, it was a moment of clarity, I think, for them both. And I'm excited for the next episode. Oh my gosh. I'm so so excited for the next episode. So let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know if you resonated with anything. If anything made you think like, yep, girl, I thought that too. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for all of your patience. I will see y'all when I see y'all.